The Twins-Red Sox series is brought to you by the local New England Honda dealers. Around here, we Honda. The Red Sox coming off the road for a long homestand tonight, the first of 10 at Fenway Park, with the Sox taking on the Minnesota Twins after a stormy series in Baltimore. Beautiful night for baseball. Great to have you with us tonight. I'm Dave O'Brien, my partner, Red Sox Hall of Famer, of course, Jerry Remy, Garen Austin coming your way in a couple of moments. It was a 5-game road trip, Rem, and with a rain out and let's say maybe some gamesmanship in Baltimore, it felt longer than that, but it sure is great to be back home.
Well, home sweet home, and the Red Sox have certainly played great baseball here at Fenway Park so far this season. What a great homestand they had last time they hit before they headed out on the road before the All-Star break, and you can see the percentage, the winning percentage, the best in the major leagues, the average, the best at 288, runs per game over 5. That's also the best, and the slugging percentage, the best. And on this homestand, you're going to see the Twins, you're going to see the Phillies, who are a very, very good ball club, and of course the New York Yankees. We can all look forward to that. But the fact is, you know, when you have confidence playing in your own ballpark, that's a big plus. And it doesn't happen with a lot of teams. Some teams don't play well at home, and they don't like to play at home. The Red Sox like to play here at Fenway Park, and they do an awful lot of damage here.
It's a very confident team, home or on the road, and the Red Sox now with a 5.5-game lead over the New York Yankees heading into this 4-game series against the Minnesota Twins. The Twins are underwater in the standings. However, they're playing much better as of late. Game 1 right around the corner. Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com. By Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. Lexus and the Lexus Strikes Out Hunger program. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Kenyon Grills, the official grill of the Boston Red Sox. By Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. And Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Sox back home at the Fens. Game 1 of 4 with the Minnesota Twins. Nathan Eovaldi has made it here to Fenway Park. And for more on that story, let's toss it down to Garen Austin.
Thanks, Obi. Well, it's been a whirlwind day and a half for Nathan Eovaldi, who found out that he was traded to the Red Sox right before he was about to make his start yesterday. Well, after a long travel day, Eovaldi was in the clubhouse today, and he talked about how excited he is to join this team and how he's been throwing the ball. Plus, we talked to Alex Cora about what Eovaldi brings to this team.
I feel healthy. I feel 100% ready to go. I try not to think about the past surgeries. You know, just with the whole rehab process, you're out for so long and you put in all that work to get healthy and stay healthy. So I want to, trust the work that I put in, that I'll stay healthy and, not have any more injuries and, just go out there and hopefully take the ball every 5 or 4 days, pitch every 5th day and, help the team win.
We feel good about him. We feel that he's going to help us to what we're trying to accomplish. Good athlete for everything that we heard. Good in the clubhouse, so he'll fit right in.
Since he missed his start yesterday, the first thing Eovaldi wanted to do when he got to Fenway today was throw a bullpen. He will make his first start in a Red Sox uniform on Sunday. And when we return, Brian Johnson is on the mound to start this homestand. Dave O'Brien and Jerry Remy are on the call. Stay with us.
Sports, the official batting glove of Major League Baseball and the Red Sox. Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? Choose Nissan today. Shop ChooseNissan.com. KM, together we grill. By your local New England Ford dealers and by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Red Sox and the Twins to do it for real here in just a couple of moments. And we did have some showers earlier this afternoon, just a couple of hours ago, but those have cleared up and it's turned into a very comfortable night. It's dropped the temperature by about 10 or 12 degrees. Nathan Eovaldi inside the dugout. He has joined the Red Sox. He will pitch on Sunday, bringing with him a fastball up around 97, 98, a splitter, a cutter, occasional slider. Says he is healthy, 100% ready to go and join the race here. Former New York Yankee. He's pitched for a couple of different ball clubs. Of course, most recently the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, he was supposed to pitch in a game yesterday down at Tampa Bay against the Yankees, but of course that got scratched because of the trade, and had a bullpen session for the Red Sox today and ready to go on Sunday.
Dave Dombrowski making another deal. We'll see if he is done. There's a lot of talk even that the Red Sox might be interested in a guy playing tonight for the Minnesota Twins, and that would be Brian Dozier, their second baseman. We shall see. In the meantime, the Red Sox are very comfortable with the everyday roster. They have rolled out to the tune of 71-32 and a 5.5 game lead over the Yankees. Brian Johnson leading the Red Sox out of the diamond. And time now for the Twins lineup, brought to you by your local Nissan dealers. Here's what he'll face tonight. Joe Mauer hitting .284, the leadoff man at first base. Eddie Rosario in left field with Brian Dozier at second. He's hit 16 home runs. Eduardo Escobar at third. Mitch Garver, the designated hitter. Robbie Grossman in right. Max Kepler, the center fielder. He has 13 home runs. A-Ray Adrianza is the shortstop and number 8 hitter. And Bobby Wilson catches and hits ninth against the left-hander Johnson. 1 win, 3 losses. ERA of .381.
Now let's take a look at the Red Sox defense, brought to you by Southwest. They are second in the American League, 48 errors on the season. Rafael Devers will be at third base, Xander Bogaerts the shortstop, Brock Holt at second, and Steve Pearce the first baseman. Left to right, Andrew Benintendi, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Mookie Betts. And Blake Swayhart gets the start tonight behind the plate.
Umpires tonight brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Marty Foster behind the plate. The longtime veteran Joe West at first base with Mark Ripperger at second, Doug Eddings at third. We're available as telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by Toyota. Visit compra2toyota.com to see Toyota deals not seen on TV.
Buenas noches, amigos.
And the weather a whole lot nicer than Baltimore. Partly cloudy, 75 degrees. Wind out to right at 7 miles per hour. Red Sox got to their beds probably around 3 o'clock this morning. Some maybe even later than that. After a lengthy delay of over 2.5 hours. Alex Cora was not thrilled by the way the Orioles handled that. Not last night, not any game of the series, really. And a Hall of Famer Paul Molitor in the dugout for Minnesota. Johnson's first one is ball one, and we're underway. Mauer 284 with 3 home runs. First all time for Minnesota in doubles, and he has a ton of those too. A base hit to left to get started for the Twins.
Red Sox in the shift against Mauer, expecting him to pull the ball in the infield. Instead, he goes with the line drive to shortstop to get the leadoff base hit. Wide open at shortstop, and that's exactly where Mauer goes against the left-hander.
Eddie Rosario, a .310 hitter with 19 home runs. And really the star of their lineup.
Swinging the bat very well. 5 for his last 10 as he carries that .310 lineup average into the game tonight.
26 years old from Puerto Rico. He's driven in 62. Goes after the first pitch, and a routine fly ball to Jackie Bradley for the first out. Twins have won 3 in a row coming into Boston. They're on a long road trip. They started their 10-gamer getting swept at Kansas City, then went to Toronto, and they swept the Blue Jays.
Yeah, strange how things turned out for the Twins so far on this trip. Sweeps everywhere, getting swept in Kansas City. You think they'd be down. They go to Toronto and they take 3 games.
7.5 behind Terry Francona's Indians. Here comes Dozier now. A lot of trade rumors swirling around the talented second baseman. 225, 16 homers. At Fenway, 233 lifetime with 4 home runs. Some believe he would be a good fit for the Red Sox. That one downstairs for ball 2.
I know things going pretty good for the Red Sox at second base right now. You get the combination of Brock Holt and Nunez playing out there, both playing fairly well, exceptionally well, I think.
You don't feel there's a real urge for the Red Sox to make a move there.
Yeah, you know, this is the time of year where you get all kind of names that are being thrown around, and usually the trades that are made are the ones you don't even talk about. Who was thinking about Eovaldi?
Or Steve Pearce. The 3-0 pitch in there for a strike. Pearce has had a big impact on the Red Sox, and he's in the lineup tonight at first base. Dave Dombrowski is a general manager, president of baseball operations, whatever the title, who likes to make a splash, likes to make a big move that will help a ball club down the stretch. Eovaldi, that's happened. He's here. He's ready to work on Sunday. But is there more to come? 3-2. Up the middle, base hit. Into center field, down to second base moves Mauer, and Dozier is on. Runners on at first and second.
Hey, even though they play him to pull, he's still able to get a little bit of a hanging breaking ball that time from Johnson and take it up the middle for the base hit. You'll see this curveball just stay up in the zone, and Dozier fires it right by Brock Holt. As that breaking ball stays in a good hitting spot about belt high, and a topspin ground ball quickly through the infield.
That'll send up Eduardo Escobar. This guy's a good hitter, 274 with 15 homers. He's their top RBI man with 63. And he is aggressive in the batter's box. Strike 1.
Escobar's only walked 33 times on the season. He struck out 90.
Look at that, with runners in scoring position since May 30. He's hitting almost 500. 0-2. Twins took 2 out of 3 from the Red Sox in Minnesota back in June at Target Field. But for the season, they're 47-53.
Joe Mauer at second base has not had a steal all season long, but gets a little attention there from Brian Johnson.
And time will be granted here. 1 down, 2 on. Fenway's starting to fill up. 0-2 on the way, and that's hammered up the middle. A dive and a miss by Brock Holt. Mauer rounding. Here comes the throw by Jackie Bradley to the plate. The tag. He got him. He cut him down. Mauer out at home. JBJ on target for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, it looks like Bradley's got his 5th assist of the season. It's amazing, you know, he put such a good charge on the ball, an accurate throw to home, another base hit. Looks like a certain run once it gets by the dive of Holt, but here comes the throw, and it's right on target. Swihart can stay out in front of that plate, grab the baseball, come back, and make the tag right there before they get to home plate.
Two down. Mitch Garver now their DH despite 3 hits already. Nothing across the plate for Minnesota. Garver 270 with 5 home runs. And Brian Johnson took the loss his last time out, a 5-0 decision at Detroit. He went 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. He's going to be headed to the bullpen after tonight with the acquisition of Eovaldi. A strike.
And that one appearance he's made this year against Minnesota, that did come out of the bullpen. 1 inning of work. Then you see Saturday's loss against the Tigers, 5 innings, 77 pitches in that game.
He had pitched in 9 consecutive Red Sox wins before that decision. The defeat at Comerica Park. 2-1. Yankees are home tonight against the Kansas City Royals. Red Sox gained a half a game in the standings yesterday despite the rainout in Baltimore. The 2-1 pitch. That ricochets away, and the runners are going to move up. At second and third, in fact, Johnson and Devers have to cover home plate.
I think if Swihart had to do this all over again, he'd just try to block the ball and not backhand it. Looked like he tried to backhand the ball, the breaking ball in the dirt, as you can see right there, and it deflects right off the shin guard off to his right.
So Dozier down to third. Escobar shuffles into second. And it's a 3-1 pitch to Mitch Garver. After the wild pitch, 2 men in scoring position. That one flicked foul by Garver.
Talk about a guy that's been swinging the bat well. 7 for his last 10. He's not on a long hitting streak, but he has certainly put together a lot of hits and 10 at bats.
Johnson trying to get out of it on a 3-2 pitch. Twins in town for 4. It's a Sale night tomorrow. Chris Sale going in at 11-4 against the right-hander Lance Lynn. Sunday starter Nathan Eovaldi. And on Saturday, Rick Porcello. 12-4 record for Rick Porcello, 3-2. And that one missed. So that's going to be ball 4 and load up the bases. So they're going to have at least 4 base runners in the first inning. They haven't scored yet. All filled up for Robbie Grossman. On a humid night at Fenway, Grossman will check in at 257 with 4 home runs. So Johnson in trouble right away. Grossman's been a hot hitter, 351 this month, as he looks at a strike. Only 215 lifetime, 29 career games against the Red Sox. So it's Dozier at third, Escobar at second, and Garver on at first. Twins trying to jump Brian Johnson. Little floater down the right field line, but a foul ball, and a count 0-2.
Well, that had bad news written all over it right there. Contact.
Sure did. Yeah.
Fortunately goes into foul territory off the bat of Robbie Grossman. And talking about the possibility there of 3 runs coming across.
Mitch Moreland not in the lineup tonight, even though the Red Sox are facing a right-hander. Johnson trying to wriggle off the hook. 1-2. Dozier at third, Escobar at second, Garver at first. And the lefty with a 1-2. Cut on and missed. He struck him out, and that will retire the side. They will leave them loaded. Website for deals. BuyAToyota.com. Mookie Betts to lead it. Then Benintendi, Martinez, and Bogarts. Steve Pearson there tonight at first. Devers at third. Swihart does the catching. Brock Holt at second. And Jackie Bradley in center field against the right-hander Kyle Gibson. 4-7. ERA around 4.5. Mookie hitting .351 and likes this guy. 6 for 12 off of Gibson.
Gibson pitched once against the Red Sox. That was back in Minnesota. Took a loss in that game against Boston. 0-1 on the season. You can see his numbers 4-7, but a very impressive 3.57 ERA.
Mookie also has 3 home runs against the 6'6" right-hander. Out of those 6 hits, so gets a very good look.
Now you see Dozier moving out of the shift with 2 strikes on Mookie Betts.
Mookie, one of the 3 Red Sox who lost a home run when last night's game was washed out. All of those stats are washed out too. The Even though the Red Sox had a big lead, 5-0 lead early, and it was bombs away against Dylan Bundy. All now a distant memory. And the 2-2. He struck him out. Down him with a slider. And down goes Betts.
Let's take a look at the Twins defense. They're 6th in the American League, 52 errors on the season. Eduardo Escobar at third base, A-Ray Andrianza at shortstop, Brian Dozier at second, and Joe Mauer the first baseman. Left to right, Eddie Rosario, Max Kepler, and Robbie Grossman, and Bobby Wilson doing the catching for Gibson.
No score first inning. Benintendi 302 with 14 home runs and a very hot bat. To center field, charging in Kepler there for the grab. 2 up and 2 down. Benintendi going after the first pitch. So he's now 2 for 7 against Gibson. And now JD Martinez also lost a home run. Would have been number 32 had it counted in Baltimore. So 323, 31 homers, 85 runs batted in. Mookie Betts is leading the majors in batting average, and Martinez is leading the majors in home runs and RBI, and the ball club leads the majors in runs scored as well as team batting average. Our key matchup presented by Sullivan Tire and Complete Auto Service. We're always here to get you there. JD Martinez career against Gibson, good numbers.
A couple of different shifts put on JD Martinez. The infield shifted over to the left side. The outfield shifted over to the right side. See Kepler in center field, and you can see where Dozier's playing at shortstop. So on the ground, they expected to go to the left side, in the air to the opposite field.
1-1 to JD.
It'll be a big game tonight. We brought out the circles.
Oh, you know it's big when the circles are out.
Oh.
Animation. Kansas City and the Yankees are underway. They're scoreless in the first inning. Bogart's on deck. 3 men stacked on the left. And fouled off the catcher Wilson. He is in some pain.
Yeah, right off the knee. Even with those shin guards off, there are certain foul balls that just, you know, that shin guard's not going to take care of things. And right off the top of it, where there's a little bit of less padding, needs to be flexible.
The Fenway fans give him a nice hand. But limping around back there, trying to collect himself. 2-2 with 2 down. The base is empty. No score first inning. Sox home for 10, where they hold baseball's top home record at 34-13. And Gibson with a 2-2 pitch. This guy gets a lot of ground ball outs. That one's going to be lofted into center and fall down for a base hit. Sounded like he may have busted the bat, but he'll take it. JD Martinez on with a single.
Yeah, he gets a nasty slider there by Gibson, and it is toward the end of the bat, but he's able to drop it into center field for the base hit. Watch the location of this pitch. I mean, that's nasty. A little bit outside, maybe an inch or two off the outside part of the plate, but Martinez able to still make contact. And when you make contact, something good might happen, and he drops it right in for the hit.
Bogart's next at 280, 16 home runs for Xander. Coming off a 3 for 15 road trip. This is an opponent. Maybe he doesn't go right to the calendar and circle it in red when Minnesota comes to town, but you know mentally he has really good thoughts about this ball club facing Minnesota. He's 378 lifetime against the Twins. That's in 30 games. He's had some of the best games of his career against Minnesota. was 1 for 8 at Camden Yards in that series. Pearce on deck with JD Martinez on at first. 2-1. Gibson faced the Red Sox on June 21st in Minnesota. He pitched pretty well, but Rick Porcello was not going to lose that game. He was just the better guy in a Red Sox win. But Gibson went 6, 7 hits, 2 runs in a game the Red Sox eventually ran away with 9-2. It was pretty close for most of it, though. There's a shot down the line, headed into the corner. That's going to be a fair ball. Martinez off for third base. He'll pull up there. Xander Bogaerts scampers into second with a double. Second and third with 2 down.
Now Xander Bogaerts gets a little bit of a hanging slider right here, as you can see. It's going to stay up in the zone at about 86 miles an hour, and he hooks it. The question is whether it was going to stay fair or go foul. It stays fair down the line. And of course, from that point at the 310, it's too short. The Rosario, the left fielder, gets over there in a hurry, and they've got to hold Martinez at third base. But a second and third now with a couple of outs.
And Pearce, the batter. Steve getting the nod tonight against the right-hander at first base. 328, 5 home runs. And a couple of ducks on the pond here early. Pearce in Sunday's win singled twice. He scored a couple of times. Since he joined the Red Sox, a .405 batting average. So Gibson falls behind 2-0 with 2 men in scoring position.
This outfield plays as deep as probably any in the league as you look at them, you know, from hitter to hitter.
So it's Martinez at third, Bogaerts at second. 3-0. Rafael Devers waiting on deck. Well, Minnesota had an opportunity with the bases loaded in their half of the inning. They could not bring anybody in. Jackie Bradley threw a man out at home plate. And now the Red Sox threatening a 3-0 pitch to Pearce now. With 2 away. And he walked them on 4 straight. They're all filled up now for Rafael Devers. Devers will step in, hitting .242 with 14 home runs. He's driven in 50. So an opportunity for the youngster to do damage. Both teams have loaded up the bases in the first. So now it's Gibson in trouble. Brian Johnson was Houdini in his half of the inning. Goes after that one and pops it up into left field. Here comes Rosario underneath, and both sides squander an early scoring opportunity. Award. We're joined by Red Sox Executive Director Becca Solwasser and New Hampshire Impact Award winner Sarah Brown from Play Among the Stars, the theater group. Becca, tell us about the Impact Awards before we get going.
Absolutely. It's a really innovative way that the Red Sox Foundation can connect and engage with Red Sox Nation. It's a completely fan-driven program in that we have our fans get online and they vote for their favorite, most impactful nonprofits across New England, and we're then able to support them with a gift.
Sarah, isn't it wonderful to win, huh?
It is wonderful to win and much needed. Much needed.
Tell us about the success of your group.
Well, we started 20 years ago with 20 kids, and the reason we started is because my son is mentally retarded and has cerebral palsy, and he was done school, so I needed him to do something with his friends. So we thought, wouldn't it be fun to do a little theater?
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Thank
Very
you.
well done. Great night for you here.
It is. It is. It's very nice.
50-50. That's a big deal.
Yeah, so the way that we can actually fund a program like this and get a great grant to an organization like Play Among the Stars is through our 50-50 raffle. So I encourage fans to get online and buy those tickets. You have to be in Massachusetts, have to be over 18, redsox.com/5050, and it's going to go to fund organizations like Sarah's.
The Massachusetts residents, they love residents like me and you from New Hampshire.
That's right.
So let's get in there and do it, right?
That's it. You know, you got to support. You got to take care of your own.
Indeed. Sarah, congrats again.
Thank you so much. We just can't thank you enough, really.
Appreciate
It's
you
wonderful.
dropping by as well.
Oh.
Becca, as always, and more to come.
Would you like to do an inning?
You know, I'd like to sit with you, Jerry.
Well,
Thank
we
you.
have plenty of chairs, believe me, Sarah. We can do that.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it very much. On to the second inning. No score here. And Brian Johnson taking on Max Kepler. Bright young outfielder, center fielder, hitting .227 with 13 home runs. Probably the best athlete on the ball club. Well, both sides had a scoring chance right away. It loaded the bases and did not score. That'll be in there for strike three. Caught him looking.
That curveball that time from Johnson to pick up the strikeout against Kepler. Starts it inside, comes back, and just about right over the middle of the plate. So back-to-back strikeouts on curveball. Got Grossman to end last inning, and now gets Kepler to start off the second.
Andre Jansen now .258 with 4 home runs. Native of Venezuela. He's a switch hitter. He's been one of their hotter bats. Go back to June 23rd. Since then, he's batting .324. He had just come off the disabled list after an oblique strain. High chop. Devers crossed the diamond. 2 up and 2 down. Ace Ticket is Boston's trusted source for tickets to all Sox games and concerts at Fenway. The prices and service are better than you can imagine. Go to aceticket.com right now. So 2 gone. Here's the 9-man, Bobby Wilson, a catcher. Just a .170 average. Just took a shot off the knee. Maybe one of the things that goes underappreciated about a major league catcher. You know, you take a hit like that, and it's not long before you have to be in the batter's box, and you may have to beat out a double.
You talk about aches and pains. I mean, they all have them, but catches, every night's a painful night.
Joe Mauer on deck. Twins in, and then the Philadelphia Phillies. That's an exciting young ball club that the Phillies have. And playing some good baseball too. In the National League East, they have the lead by a game and a half over Atlanta, and a surprising 7 over the Nationals, who are again under 500 by a game.
Yeah, they got hot for a little while and starting to cool off a little bit.
1-2 foul tip to the mid and held for strike 3. This time a very fast inning for Johnson. Now honoring the 13 champions. Game number 104 that year. The Red Sox would lose to Baltimore 6-0. Chris Tillman limiting the Red Sox to 2 hits over 7. He picked up his 13th win. This Red Sox team 10 games better than that one in the win column. We go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Blake Swihart 214 with a home run, but he has been swinging the shillelagh. 7-game hitting streak.
He's had some real good swings too in the last few games that he's played in, showing the power stroke.
Yeah, batting .421 during the hit streak. They'll shift on him with 3 men on the right. Trying to hold up. They do appeal and no swing. Doug Edding says.
A lot of shifting going on early in this game. Adrianza, the shortstop, pulled over to the second base side.
The 1-1 to Blake. Right through it. Pulled the string on that one. Gibson's a big guy, 6'6", 216 pounds. Line the other way, and he stays hot for a base hit. Blake Swihart, 8 in a row.
And that's the impressive thing about Swihart. You know, he's been pulling the ball. He's been hitting the ball to the opposite field. I mean, he looks right on time right now. For a guy that didn't have a lot of at-bats, that ball's away from him. It's exactly where it's supposed to go, to the opposite field. Nice weight shift right there by Blake Swihart, and picks up the line drive base hit.
So 450 during the light of the hit streak, and that'll bring up Brock Holt, 281 with a home run. No score in the 2nd. And of course, Swihart is a guy that you can run. He might be taken off. We'll see. Get a left-hander up there. Nice hole on the right side.
Yeah, the other option too is, you know, when you're facing a sinker ball guy like Gibson, guy gets a lot of ground balls, you may see some hit and run plays too.
Nobody out, 1 on. He's holding, and it's up top for a ball. Gibson, lots and lots of ground balls, lots of double plays in his career. He's been solid in the past. He went 13 games back in 2014, 11-11 in 2015.
Yeah, when you're talking about, you know, the hit and run play, that's one of the things you look at. Obviously, it's you'd like to put it on with ground ball type pitches to stay out of double plays and move infielders. It also depends on where you are in the lineup, who's hitting. Certain guys you're not going to put it on with. Certain guys you could. Certainly Holt's a guy you could put it on with.
They'll dive back safely, says Joe West.
And certainly Gibson expecting something, because a couple of throws to first base against Swihart.
3 out of 4 in thefts. Red Sox lead the majors in stolen base success rate. They're overall 3rd in steals. Successful about 83% of the time. So it's a ball club that, when it comes to steals, tends to run very smartly.
All calculated, you know, all good. They got the times for the pitches. They got the times for the catchers. Pick their spots beautifully.
And a 1-2 from Gibson, runner holding. Tried to hold up and a pitch in, and he did. And that hit him. He was hit by that pitch. Brock Holt's going to take his base, and Blake Swihart will trot down to second.
That slider that just kept chasing Brock Holt that time, and apparently got him somewhere off the foot.
Paul Molitor not too convinced. Take a look.
I think it did. Looks like it changed directions on the catcher. Let's take a look again. Yeah, definitely.
Sure
got him
did.
right off that foot. Left, the back foot, the left foot.
Well, the Red Sox are getting opportunities here right out of the chute. loaded the bases on a single, a double, and a walk in the first inning. And now base hit and a hit batsman in the second for Jackie Bradley. Jackie's already contributed in this one with a dynamite throw to home plate to nail Joe Mauer. And Mookie Betts lurks on deck. Nobody out. That'll be ball one. Last night's game at Baltimore postponed due to rain after a delay of 2 hours and 33 minutes. The Red Sox were miffed at the way that was handled. It'll be made up as part of a day-night doubleheader on Saturday, August 11th at Camden Yards. On the infield, a little topper. Dozier goes to second base. He'll get the out there. That's all. The runners will be safe at first and third.
Yeah, Brock Holt did not want to get tagged and then have the throw go to first base for a double play. So what he does is he holds up, and that gives Dozier an opportunity there to go to second base to get the lead man. But a smart play by Brock Holt. You don't want to run into a tag and then have 2 quick outs.
You know, we say that a lot about Brock Holt. That phrase you just used, smart play by Brock Holt.
Yeah, he's you know, he's fundamentally very, very sound. I mean, he does a lot of things well.
Maybe a little thing, but a smart base running maneuver there, and that'll bring up Mookie Betts, who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
That's why managers love him.
Now, Mookie has now been on base in 24 consecutive games. Not yet tonight. Thought he got it out of the way very quickly last night with a home run in Baltimore, but that was washed away.
I blame Mookie Betts for bringing the rain. That ball was hit so high.
Yeah.
It hassled the clouds up there, and then it just started to pour.
It was up there forever. He just had enough to get it into that front row. Here's the 1-0.
You know what cracked me up about that delay, and you know, I mean, it's not a laughing matter, but the fact is they called the game. We were rushing out to get to the bus. The team was going to try to leave very, very quickly. By the time we got out into the road, you could look up at the sky and see the moon.
It's true. Absolutely true.
I mean, that game, if they had waited 15 more minutes, probably would have been played.
Yep. And for a long time during that rain delay, we were being told they were going to wait all night as that runs inside.
And we would probably be just getting to the ballpark now on the trip back from Baltimore.
Right. The field was not in good shape, obviously, because that was a heavy, long rain.
Oh, yeah.
It was going to take some time to get it ready. Strange, strange weather. Here's the 2-1. All even on Mookie. He's another of the Red Sox who enjoys facing the Twins. .341 in his career. He has a 4-game hit streak. He's got Swihart at third, Jackie Bradley at first with 1 down. We're scoreless in the second inning. Right away, it has been a struggle for the 30-year-old out of Indiana, Kyle Gibson. Lots of base runners in the first and second innings combined.
Looks like they're going with a changeup.
On a 2-2. All filled up. Mookie's having a terrific year. Obviously an MVP kind of season, but he's #1 in the major leagues in batting average at home. He's hitting .410 at Fenway.
Well, let's see if they send Jackie Bradley Jr. at first base on this 3-2 count to Betts.
And Gibson home with a 3-2. He throws over the third and diving back in safely, Swihart.
Pretty smart move right there. I'll tell you, you know, you're expecting the guy at first to go, so you think the throw would go to first base, and they pull a little throw over to third base.
That's a pretty good play right there. And Swihart, fortunately, heads up, gets back in time. That'd have picked off a lot of people, including myself.
Oh, I doubt that. Cagey, though, not many guys do that anymore.
No, you don't see a lot of that. Prearranged play between the pitcher and the third baseman.
Benintendi on deck. 3-2 now to Mookie Betts. Bradley takes off, and there's a ground ball to short. Adrianza will fire on and get the out there. Jackie Bradley taking off at third. Here's the tag, and he's out. Swihart coming in to score. But Jackie Bradley getting real aggressive there and cut down at third base. They're going to take a look at this, maybe. That's what Cora is debating.
From that angle there, let's take another look at a different angle, a higher angle. Does he get the hand in? I don't think so.
Yep, they're not going to challenge it. Well, it really turned into a fine night here in Boston. Top half of the third, Red Sox have just brought across a run to lead it 1-0 against the Twins. Joe Mauer leading off. You and I were in the booth many hours ago as we were prepping for the game tonight, and the tarp was on the field, and it was dark and ugly and raining like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, we're kind of used to it because we saw that about every night on the road trip, and here we go. I said, here we go again. But it has really turned out to be beautiful here tonight at Fenway.
Yeah, very pretty night.
It's the nicest night we've had in what, 6 games?
That's the truth. Mauer singled his first time up. Joe's now 35 years old. Had a great career. On the Twins all-time list, goes back to 1961. He is 3rd in hits. He now needs 12 to tie the great Rod Carew on their list. One got by Johnson. It's going to be Devers to sling it on and get him. 1 man away.
You know, getting back to the last play of last inning, by sending the Bradley at first base, the Red Sox pick up a run because they stay away from a double play, even though it's Mookie Betts running down the line. But then Jackie, on the other hand, I understand the hustle and I understand that, but you're already in scoring position at second base and you got Benintendi coming up. So, you know, it's almost a move where you've got to go to third base standing up. It's almost that kind of a play.
Got to absolutely make sure.
Here's Mao with a good throw across the diamond, and they put the tag. I appreciate the hustle, but yet when you're in scoring position at second base, if you got to go to third in that situation, you got to be able to stand up.
Rosario, the batter, he is 0 for 1. Is that the conversation with the coaches afterwards? Is this one is high fly ball into right field, fairly well hit, but Betts moving back along with Bradley, and Jackie will make the play. Does it start with, I appreciate this? The manager might say that. I appreciate the hustle.
It could be, yeah. I mean, managers will always say, I want our team to be aggressive, and they do, And the Red Sox are a very aggressive club on the bases. But sometimes, you just have to be, you got to be smart, where you know that you got Benintendi on deck, swinging the bat good. You're in scoring position. You're all set there. You just got to run.
There's Brian Dozier, base hit, first time up, 1 for 1. Brings up the interesting point too, because the Red Sox have been so successful stealing bases. It's not the same thing as always running the bases as well as you should.
Exactly right. It's a great point.
It starts with that understanding, as you say, of who's coming up next, who's next in the lineup.
Yeah, how many outs there are, where you are in the bases, are you in scoring position or not. A lot of things come into it, and I understand in the heat of battle, a lot of times you're not thinking about things like that.
Red Sox up 1-0 through for a strike on Dozier. You wonder if this guy is going to get moved, and where he might move to. One thing he's done in his career, now they're batting in third in this lineup, but he's been a good leadoff man. He's had a lot of home runs as a leadoff hitter in his career. Had 28 career leadoff homers. And a second baseman who packs a punch. Ryan Johnson trying to make it back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings. Billy and Jenny from Dining Playbook will be joining us in just a moment. Find out what they've got going on. A cut and a miss. He struck him out back-to-back. Very solid innings here for Johnson. Playbook, Saturday mornings at 9. Billy and Jenny, good to see you guys again. We just saw you a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
You're bigger, by the way, than the last time I saw you.
Don't say that.
What is up with that?
You can say whatever. Yes, hopefully I am bigger. I'm now 6 weeks away from baby time.
You
so.
look great. 6 weeks away.
Thank you. Yes,
well,
yes.
Again, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Since we saw you a couple of weeks ago, what have you guys been up to?
Everything. I think we're coming here often enough. We should start getting our mail or something here at Fenway Park. But first of all, we're upstairs, and I'm doing this for you guys, Jerry and Dave. We're entertaining all of our friends from the New England Chevy dealers. So
there you go. There's the plug.
If I get my way, right?
Yes.
We'll leave here tonight. All of us will have brand new Corvettes.
How
about that, Jerry?
Sounds pretty good.
Not bad. And if anybody can get it done, I know you can.
I wouldn't put it past him.
All right, so now for real now, and
yes.
when we talk to you guys, we're always talking about food and great food, great restaurants, the best in New England.
We've been eating actually very well tonight. We started the night with a little chicken and waffles, which me and the baby are thoroughly enjoying at Loretta's Last Call, which was nice, of course, right down the road. And then this week we have best of desserts, okay? So I have an incredible sweet tooth that there's a great dessert. It's an Oreo cookie cake, actually at the Cask right in Fenway. But also I'm going to be with Brock Holtz, and we're going to be talking about some of his wife's pregnancy cravings that she had compared to the ones that I'm having.
Are these Texas-based? Because he's all about Texas.
Oh, yes, he is, as is she. And so she loved her potatoes when she was pregnant. I love my pickles. She couldn't get near a pickle.
And by the way, if you ever get a chance with Brock, ask him to sing. He does a Garth Brooks that would knock your socks off.
He's got the pipes.
Yeah,
you know?
no, he sounds just like Garth Brooks. It's scary.
He kills it.
Absolutely. There he is. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. One of the best.
Well, he does. He's got a great natural set of pipes. So when the playing career is over in 20 years, I think he's going to wind up here or singing somewhere.
Yeah, I could see him definitely in the broadcast booth. Watch out, Jerry.
I did say 20 years.
You said 20,
yes,
20 years,
right.
Billy.
Well, it's great to see you guys as always. I'm so happy for you. I mean,
Thank
you look like
Thank
a marvelous shape.
I was going to say, this could be my last time in the booth for a while,
Yeah.
but I'll see you sooner than later, and we'll bring maybe the baby by to say hello.
All right. and thanks for the Corvette in advance.
You know, maybe a Corvette. If nothing else, maybe some fried Twinkies or something.
Even better.
Just saying. All right, for the gang.
Billy and Jenny, Dining Playbook
Thanks,
on
boys.
Nesson at 9 a.m. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it very much. And Brock Holt on the show as well. J.D. Martinez, the batter, with the bases empty. And one man gone on this lovely night at Fenway. J.D. with a base hit first time up. A little flare off the end of the bat to right center. And the 3-1 from Gibson in there for a strike. Bogart's waiting on deck, and the 3-2 to JD, who's up there with 85 RBI to lead the major leagues. And rattles that one foul. Tomorrow night, Chris Sale on the hill in game 2 against right-hander Lance Lynn at 7:10.
I'm all confused. I think like today's Friday.
You know what? As Martinez goes down swinging, I felt the same way when I get up today.
It's weird. It's like you get home from a series, and generally when you start a series at Fenway, it's like, or anywhere, it's like a Friday night, and then tomorrow's Saturday, and you get a day game on Sunday. But it's strange. And you come off the road trip and you get in late, you don't know where you are, and you wake up in the morning or what day it is.
That's got to be it. Your head's hitting a pillow at 3 a.m. Red Sox were able to get in later this afternoon. They weren't due at the ballpark until I think about 4 o'clock today.
Right.
But still, it throws off your entire cycle. Bogart's with a double first time up, ripped one down the left field line. Red Sox got a run in the second inning. Blake Swihart touching home plate on the RBI by Mookie Betts, but that's all the scoring so far. And a lanky righty with a 1-0 pitch. Well, not to be made as he backs off. It happens to me. I bet it does to you too, about twice a season where you're in the middle of a long road trip and maybe you get in at 4 in the morning. That's when you land. So it's almost the sun coming up by the time you get to the hotel room after a long flight. You wake up in the middle of the night, you have absolutely no idea where you are.
It happens all the time. It happens all the time. I mean, you get up that first morning, you go, where am I? You know.
You really have to. You look at the phone, in the hotel. Swing and a miss by Xander Bogaerts to make it 1-2. I'll tell you which city you're in.
I'll tell you what bothers me now is the older you get, the less you sleep. Like when I was playing, you get in at 4 in the morning, you sleep till 1 in the afternoon. Get up, go to the ballpark.
Sure.
Now, when you're old, getting older, I should say.
No, you're not old.
But getting older,
aging gracefully.
It's like you get up early and you sleep 4 hours. I don't know if it's true, but Ernie Harwell used to say he used to get up at 7 o'clock every morning, regardless of where he was. If they went to the West Coast, you get up at 7 o'clock. If they came back to the East Coast, you get up at 7 o'clock. It didn't matter. I don't know. I don't know if that's a true story or not.
I'll bet. I only met Ernie once or twice, but he looked like a stickler, for routine. Great announcer for the Detroit Tigers. Here's the 2-2 over the hill. Charging on it, Dozier flips it across the body to get him, and that's all. The Red Sox will go 1-2-3. Top 4 at Fenway. Red Sox leading the Minnesota Twins 1-0. Jerry Remy, Dave O'Brien, Garen Austin alongside. Torn into but foul off the bat of Eduardo Escobar, who singled his first time up. Just a beautiful evening to kick off the homestand of 10 games. Escobar, pretty good power, 15 home runs. On the infield is Xander Bogaerts charging in. One away.
Tomorrow at 5:30, don't miss Friday Night Fenway, presented by Budweiser. TC will have an exclusive interview with manager Alex Cora.
Was not a happy camper getting on the bus late last night in Baltimore.
Wasn't happy when we landed. I ran into him when we got off the buses here at Fenway, and he was still pretty upset. He says, "How about that?" And I said, "Yeah, I didn't want to get into it at like 2:30 in the morning."
You're trying to get home. Like, can we pick this up at about 3 o'clock?
Yeah, I'll be in early tomorrow if you're still upset.
Yeah, he wasn't alone either. Just starting the game made no sense. Or if you're going to start it, Red Sox take a 5-0 lead, well then start it up again at 10:30 when the rain stops. Garver took a walk in the first inning. Red Sox had 1-0. Red Sox have not seen very much of him. He's only played in 3 games against Boston, 1 for 7. But he was their minor league player of the year last year. Bobby Grossman on deck. Each side with 3 hits in the early going. To right field, driving back Mookie Betts, still backing up at room to make the play over the shoulder. 2 down. This outsider timeout is presented by LL Bean. From the ballpark to your local park, the outside always better together. LL Bean, be an outsider. So that'll bring up Grossman, who fanned in the first inning with the bases loaded. And since the early struggle by Johnson, he has not allowed a base runner. In fact, he has struck out 4 men from the time he got Grossman. Up the middle, not hit, too stiff. Brock Holt on target and close, and he got him at first base. Terrific play to get him 1, 2, 3, unless there's a challenge here.
What a play by Brock Holt on the shortstop side. Yeah, he's out.
And they are not going to challenge the play, nor should they. He is out. 1, 2, 3, they go. Wins. It'll be Pearce, Devers, Swihart against Kyle Gibson. Steve Pearce took a walk in the first inning. Inning 328. Yankees have grabbed a 2-0 lead on Kansas City, 3rd inning in New York. 1-1. Gibson had Tommy John surgery as a minor league pitcher. Pitched on the Cape Well, he was an All-American at the University of Missouri. There's so many major league careers get underway, or it's part of so many careers in the making, including one Chris Sale, who will pitch tomorrow night. And while he was a big star on the Cape, he actually pitched here at Fenway Park too. And the count goes to 3-1 on Pearce. Casey up in a moment with the social drive. Devers waiting on deck. Here's the 3-1. Hit it hard, but a big hop for Escobar. And he throws a mile one away. Time now for our social drive, brought to you by Ram Trucks, built to serve. Here's Casey.
Mitch Moreland and his wife Susanna, you guys have heard, are celebrating Christmas in July and asking fans attending this weekend's games to donate new toys for infants, toddlers, and teens. They're going to be given to the kids treated at Boston Children's Hospital. They're asking for new items, and you can drop them off at gates A and D. The Morelands will then take the gifts to Boston Children's on Monday. That's your Ram Social Drive.
All right, very nice. Thank you, Casey. Appreciate that. Mitch is Santa, and Susanna, great cause there. Rafael Devers 0 for 1. He's flat out to left. Saw the Phillies did that the other day. They did a Christmas in Philadelphia in July, and they make the theme of it the entire day, including the Philly fanatic all dressed up and decorations everywhere. I think it was about 94 degrees.
Santa Claus show up?
Santa definitely showed up. Yeah, dancing on the field with a Philly fanatic. As the temperature soared to near 100.
Yeah. Christmas in the Caribbean.
Yeah. Swihart on deck. Gibson's 1-2. Fans were a little bit late arriving at Fenway tonight, and that's understandable because of the forecast and the early weather, although it's turned into a terrific night. But they got here. Not much offense yet. Red Sox with a 1-0 advantage. Up the middle, that's going to get through for a base hit. So Rafael Devers is 1 for 2.
Tomorrow at 6, don't miss Red Sox first pitch, presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. Adam Pellerin, Tim Wakefield, and Steve Lyons will break down Brian Johnson's start from tonight,
which so far has gone very, very well, obviously, even though he gave up 3 hits in the first inning and walked a batter.
Yeah, to get out of that first inning was key. It looked like it was going to be some runs scored in that inning, and put a 0 on the board, and since then has settled out nicely.
Yeah, nothing but donuts since then. Swihart ran his inning streak to 8 in a row with a base hit to left first time up. He has scored the only run. So the batting average up there to 222. Certainly going in the right direction for the Red Sox number 2 catcher. That's across for a strike. Sox now at 4 hits to Minnesota's 3. Blake Swihart hit his first career home run against Minnesota. June 4th, 2015, right here at Fenway. Rifles that one, knocked down by Dozier. He'll have to go to first base and get the out there. Down to second base safely is Devers.
A little break right there, because that could have been a double play to end the inning. Instead, the Red Sox end up with a man in scoring position. Dozier has to play that semi in-between hop that time and couldn't come up with it clean. And that puts a man at second base now with 2 outs.
Sends up Brock Holt, hit by a pitch on the foot in the second inning. has an RBI chance right here. With Devers at second base and 2 gone in the 4th. And a play on but no throw as Rafael Devers dives back in.
Take your lead at second base with 2 outs. You take it behind the bag. And the shortstop Andriazza playing very close to Devers behind the bag because you want to make a good cut at third base. That's the reason you do that. You're not looking to steal it.
Little blooper toward left, charging on Rosario, coming on hard. He'll make the play. Took kind of an awkward tumble on it, but he hauls it in for the 3rd out. Red Sox will strand a man at second. Red Sox with a 1-0 lead on Minnesota. Max Kepler to lead it off against Brian Johnson, who has retired 10 in a row. His first inning made you think, well, maybe it was going to be a very short night for the left-hander when he allowed base hits to Mauer and Dozier and Escobar, and he walked Mitch Garver as well, but got a big helping hand out of Jackie Bradley, who fired home on one of the hits to nail Joe Mauer at home plate.
Yeah, and then since that time he's had better control with his curveball. He's been able to keep it down in the zone.
And a 1-1. Fly ball, well hit, but Jackie Bradley's back there, and he gets to it for the first out. Let's toss it down to Garen Austin.
Obi, ever since Steve Pearce has joined the team, Alex Cora has talked a lot about his offense and his professional at-bats, but recently he's talked a lot about his leadership in the clubhouse and his veteran presence. Cora said that he's always asking questions and that he spends a lot of time with the younger players, and that's really important for this team. Guys, he said ever since Pearce walked into that visitors clubhouse in New York, he's been a perfect fit for this team on and off the field.
As you know, Garen, he's played for every club in the division now, every team inside the American League East. That has to count for a lot.
Yeah, I think so. You know, you played in these kind of situations for many, many years, and you know, different rivalries and different teams, of course, winning the division, and it's something that's not new to you. And you know, the more advanced you get in your career, the more you want to be on a team like this, you know, that's got a 5.5 game lead in first place this deep into the season.
That's won 71 games.
You want part of the fun in the postseason.
1-1 to Adrianza, who has grounded out to third. He's 0 for 1. He's their regular shortstop. He's hit left-handers well. .316 against lefties. Twins have been playing pretty good baseball lately. Check swing and a foul ball. They're in that unusual situation that they were in last year. They're trying to figure out how good they are, whether or not they're buyers or sellers, and whether they should begin to trade off players like Brian Dozier or hang on to them. They got burned on that last year. They gave up players too early and they turned it around. This one popped up down the line. Pearce giving chase, and that's out of play. Looks like a tough call for Paul Molitor again this year.
Yeah, you got Cleveland winning the division, obviously, and then you got the Twins, who are in second place, but you know, do have an outside possibility if they can turn things around. They get some games coming up against Cleveland.
And they've played the Indians particularly tough, haven't they? They've won 6 out of 9 against them.
They have.
And right now they are still 6 games under 500. They are on a long road trip, a 10-gamer. Fenway is their last stop on it. 3-2, fouled off himself. Early in the season, they spent a few weeks in first place, but it's been a long time. It's been since about the middle of April. Right now chasing Cleveland. Indians have been active and will continue to be active, you think, in the trade market. Here's the 3-2. And got him. He struck him out looking. Long at bat, but Johnson wins it.
Yeah, Johnson goes inside with the fastball that time to pick up the strikeout. Like Andrianza was thinking about something away, and that pitch was supposed to be away. You can see where Swihart was set up on the outside part of the plate, but he cuts the plate and gets the call. You can see the umpire right position between the catcher and the hitter, and he got a very good look at that corner.
Amica Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, and life insurance. So 5 strikeouts for Johnson. And he continues to mold them down since that first inning. Red Sox at the bottom of the 5th inning will have due up Jackie Bradley, Mookie Betts, and Andrew Benintendi. Johnson has Wilson down 0-2. And a fly ball floated to center. Bradley coming on hard. He's got it. He cradled it. He made the catch. They go in order. By Sam Adams, the official beer of the Boston Red Sox. And what's brewing? The Red Sox 71 victories, 71, the most ever through 103 games for the Red Sox. Previous high was 70 in 1912 and 1946. Red Sox coming to bat here in the bottom of the 5th inning with a 1-0 lead. Jerry Remy, Dave O'Brien, Garen Austin. Jackie Bradley to lead it off here against Gibson. He's only allowed 4 hits. Ryan Johnson has retired 13 in a row, and the last of those outs came in a nice basket catch.
And Jackie thought he was going to go the other way, and then all of a sudden decides to play it off the left hip. Same result. You usually get an out.
The Yankees now in front of Kansas City 6-0 in the 4th. Bradley 0 for 1. Mookie Betts on deck. He was fooled on that one on a pitch down low. That changeup. Time for Comforts of Home now, brought to you by Bernie and Phil's. Jackie Bradley, last 10 games at Fenway, hitting .429 with 11 driven in. Right now at Bernie and Phil's, save with a double tax discount, no minimum purchase required. And a 2-2. High bounding ball. That'll be an easy play. One man gone.
Tune in tonight to NESN's news coverage to get the latest from Patriots training camp in Foxborough. NESN's news coverage of Patriots training camp is brought to you by Cross Insurance, where security meets strength.
Play went 5-3, and we'll bring up Mookie Betts. Mookie with a strikeout. He's also hit into a fielder's choice that drove in a run, the only run in the 2nd inning. Twins are kind of doing what they did last year. They're starting to play very well with about 60 games to go. They're 12-5 in their last 17. Having just swept Toronto.
You know, the Twins, Dave, were always the team that I've admired. You know, their organization, ever since I was a player into it being a broadcaster, it's kind of like the Twins way they do things. And you know, for the years they had Tom Kelly, Ron Gardenhire. Now they go to Paul Molitor, and it seems like it's just trickled down. You know, the way that one thing you knew when you play the Twins, they always hustled. They tried to put pressure on you. You know, they played the game the right way.
You realize the all-time season series between the Red Sox and Minnesota is tied 310 to 310.
That is unbelievable.
Now, since the start of 07, the Red Sox have gone 10-1-0 in series against the Twins. So lately they have dominated, but that means for a long time the Red Sox had a heck of a time beating Minnesota.
Well, 1967, who did they beat here on the last day of the season to get to where they were going?
Yes.
Minnesota Twins.
What a race. One out, bases empty for Mookie. And he will swing and miss for strike 3. He fans for the 2nd time in this one.
Yeah, he's seen a bunch of sliders tonight from Gibson, and they've been good ones too. You know, he struck him out on a slider back in the 1st inning. He gets him on the slider here in the 5th inning. But Mookie's still responsible for the 1 run in this game. That was a ground ball to the infield.
Mookie came in with some of the best numbers on the ball club against Gibson, but so far 0 for 3 tonight. Benintendi has flied out on 2 occasions.
He's been very consistent keeping the ball away from Betts tonight.
We're in the 5th, 1-0 Boston. Benintendi flirting with a bunt, takes pitch in the dirt.
Yeah, he's got the shortstop way back at the shortstop position. A lot of green grass on that left side. With 2 outs. Well, when you have J.D. Martinez, as we look at the spinning wheels and the light show on deck, you know, it's not a bad idea to try to get out for him.
Looks like something you'd see on one of those roadside carnivals. I used to see him every summer all over New England. You know, we had 4 boys in the back seat yapping to mom and dad, please stop, please stop. We want to go and, you know, have you drain your wallet of a couple $100 and a lot of cotton candy.
I've been to my last carnival, and that happened when I was in minor league baseball. And there you see the spinning, and then you got the light on the star of the show, right. The shortstop. You know, it's like the lead singer in a band.
Yeah, or beam me up, Scotty. Oh, we got it all going tonight. And that's going to be ball 4. So Benintendi reaches with 2 down. Red Sox with a base runner in front of J.D. Martinez. For every Red Sox hit in July, Echo Store Technologies will donate $50 to the Massachusetts Down Syndrome Congress, ensuring that people with Down syndrome are valued. Echo Store Technologies, your data center solutions provider. JD on the night, a base hit and a strikeout, leaving him at .324 with 31 home runs. Does have 2 career home runs against Kyle Gibson. Won't chase. Good block there by Wilson. Martinez leading the majors in total bases, 237. So consistent, hitting .325 off righties, .319 off lefties. Benintendi with a dive back safe.
Benintendi 17 steals, caught 1 time.
.94%. That was pitch number 80 for the right-hander. And top back toward first base, picked off by Gibson. He'll take it to the bag and retire the side. Red Sox will strand 1. The local New England Honda dealers. Around here, we Honda. 6th inning, 1-0. Brian Johnson mowing him down. He has retired 13 in a row. And a liner by Maurer. That'll be caught. Benintendi hauls it in. 1 pitch and 1 out here in the 6th inning. So quick work of an outstanding hitter. Eddie Rosario will be next. He's gone 0 for 2. So Brian Johnson allowed a base hit to Maurer in the 1st inning, then hits to Dozier and Escobar. He walked Garver. The bases were loaded after Jackie Bradley had thrown a man out at home plate. And Brian Johnson then struck out Robbie Grossman to end the 1st inning, leave him loaded. He has not allowed a base runner since then. He has been really sharp. His pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket.
The slider that time, he mixes that in every once in a while with the fastball and the curveball.
Oh, he tried to do damage with that one, and he twisted himself up like a pretzel.
Yeah, I think he gets surprised that fastball went up and in like that to him. Look, he didn't hurt his back on that swing.
That's for sure. 1-1. Off the outside. Red Sox are going to get activity in the bullpen, though. Heath Hembree loosening. 74 pitches for Johnson as he goes into the 6th inning. Ryan went 6 innings in his very first start of the year, way back on April 2nd at Miami. Got the win there, 7-3 against the Marlins. 1 run, 6 hits. That is his longest outing of the season. He's gone to 3-1, and he's walked a man. So after setting down 14 in a row, he puts a man on ball 4. Time for a game break now. Brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Here's Tom Caron. Tom, thank you very much. Here's Dozier, a base hit, a strikeout. He's 1 for 2. Dozier has certainly been a premier home run hitter for infielders for some time. 16 home runs so far this year.
And for many of those years as a leadoff man, that's where he wanted to hit, in the leadoff spot. They finally convinced him to move down a little bit in the order. Trying to take advantage of some of that power he has.
2 years ago, 42 home runs, drove in 99. Last year he hit 34 and drove in 93. Sucks that one toward the alley. Jackie Bradley going for it. Going to fall in for a hit. Rosario to third. The throw trickles in. Down to second now the throw, and he is safe. Runners trying to score. Play at the plate. Here's the tag. He's out at home. Rosario cut down. They've had 2 men cut down at home plate tonight.
Wow. This is really bizarre. Here's the base hit that drops it in front of Jackie, and the relay is let go. But then Devers sees the man going to second base. He's going to be safe, and then he decides to take off. And the strong throw to home plate by Brock Holt gets Rosario. So you're right, Dave. 2 men thrown out in a very close ball game. How about Holt? He's trying to put a tag on. Then somebody had to be yelling at him that, look, he's going at home. And then you got to adjust very quickly to try to make the best throw you can possibly make.
So in the 1st inning, it was Joe Mauer nailed by Jackie Bradley. Now Brock Holt firing home to cut down Eddie Rosario, trying to score. Dozier advancing to second base. He was ruled safe. So 2 down, a man at second for Escobar. who has a base hit and a ground out tonight, 1 for 2. Johnson on the verge of getting through 6 innings without allowing a run. Hammered foul for strike 1.
And he's had a little help from his friends tonight defensively out there. Jackie Bradley, that last crazy play.
Well, we remember Brian's complete game against the Seattle Mariners, the complete game shutout. He got a lot of great defense in that one here at Fenway. And getting some tonight. Here comes the 0-1. A wave and a miss.
That's exactly where he wants the curveball to. Down out of the strike zone. See if they'll chase it. Starts the breaking ball down around the knees, and it finishes up in the dirt.
Dozier, the base runner, 2 down. Skipped up there. Swihart knocks it down. Runner has to hold. Now Brian Johnson knows that he is headed to the bullpen after tonight's start, win or lose. He's put together a really fine outing to this point. The 1-2.
By design, going upstairs, tried to get him to chase, was thinking about it, was Escobar.
Runner leading off second, 2-2. Stopped again by the Sox catcher. Another curveball. Brian Johnson has posted an ERA of 2.29 over his last 15 outings. Most of those were out of the bullpen. 11 of them were as a relief pitcher. He had a couple of relief outings where he got tagged, but he's been slowly bringing down that ERA now to a very respectable 3.45. The matter at hand, though, is Eduardo Escobar, very tough hitter. And that's going to be down low, ball 4, no advance by the runner at second base. So he's walked 2 men in the inning. Here comes Cora. So he's had Hembry out there in the bullpen warming for some time. He is ready to enter. Brian Johnson going 5 2/3. He will depart with a 1-0 lead. Runners at first and second belong to him. He's going to get a very warm hand here at Fenway Park for a fine effort. And he does have an opportunity to win it. It's up to the bullpen. We'll take the break right now and be back at Fenway with more in just a moment. By the all-new Subaru Ascent. Love is now bigger than ever this summer. Old Dominion, the official freight carrier of Major League Baseball and the Red Sox. Sullivan Tire and Complete Auto Service. And by Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Well, the Twins have a couple of men on base at first and second with 2 gone. Red Sox ahead 1-0. We are in the 6th inning at Fenway. Heath Hembree coming out of the bullpen, 43rd appearance. And he'll get the DH here, who has walked and flied out Mitch Garver. .269 hitter with 5 home runs, and he'll take a ball. So the line on Johnson, not a final line yet because the 2 men on are his responsibility. Really got it going after that first inning. And at one point set down 14 straight Twins. Hembree with a very long look in, can't figure out what he wants to throw here. Dozier at second and Escobar on at first. And a 1-0. That one disappeared on him, that slider.
Yeah, back-to-back sliders by Hembree coming into the ball game. 1 for a ball, 1 for a strike. That a good one, last one.
Here's the 1-1 home, and foul tip to the mid. He gets in front now on Garver.
From the slider to a 96-mile-an-hour fastball from Hembree.
Red Sox have due up in the bottom of the inning. Bogarts, Pearce, and Devers. And a tight one on this Thursday night. Chopper. Brock Holt there. He'll go on to first to lob it in plenty of time to retire the side. Hembree does his job again. Rodenheiser Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electric with TC, Tim Wakefield, and Steve Lyons. In the pregame, they highlighted the guys who are running hot and cold right now. Here's how they're doing so far tonight. Xander Bogaerts has been driving the ball. Lots of extra base hits lately. Got a double in the first inning. He is also grounded a second tonight, 1 for 2. Red Sox head 1-0 in the 6th. Xander facing an opponent he almost always has a good night against in Minnesota. They do appeal to Joe West. Joe says no swing. How many times has Joe West done that in his career?
Quite a few. Joe's been around a long time.
.2-0 on the way. Drilled in there at 92. Sox got the only run in the game in the 2nd inning. Blake Swihart touching home plate. On a fielder's choice from Mookie Betts.
Yeah, it's been a well-pitched game all the way around. I mean, the only run coming on a 4-3 play by with a runner off at first base. That's how the Red Sox picked up their run. Mookie Betts hitting the ground ball.
Each side with only 4 hits. Did he offer? He did not.
That pitch has been very good for Gibson tonight. That slider away from the right-handers. Almost had Bogaerts chasing this one. Well off the outside edge, but tough to lay off.
He's walked a couple of men tonight. His pitch count at 85. He's gone to 3-2 now on Xander. He got jammed big time and he popped it up. The catcher Wilson back and looking for room, but it's on top of the netting.
Got a long way to climb that net to try to make a play, but he gave it an effort.
And there it will sit until the end of time.
And it will drive people underneath crazy because they want that souvenir so bad and they're going to have to stare at it
so badly. It's just a tall ladder away. Payoff pitch now to Xander, and down he goes hacking. Not too happy with himself as he strikes out, 1 away in the 6th inning. Summer's cooler with a frozen lemonade at Dunkin'. Real fruit juice, real refreshing, classic flavors you love like original lemonade and strawberry. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. It's a limited time offer. 1 out, Pearce the batter, a walk and a ground out to third. Endeavors to the on deck area. Sox up by 5.5 on the Yankees. Although they have won 7 more games than New York. 1-0. Separated by 4 in the loss column. Red Sox 20-5 in their last 25 games. Gibson's 2-0. Picked up the lower part of the strike zone at 93, and it's 2-1.
A little shake of the head by Pearce. Borderline strike right there, but just catching the bottom part of the strike zone inside.
Not many complaints tonight for the home plate umpire Marty Foster.
And right back to the slider to run the count even now at 2-2.
Gibson had 91 pitches, 50 for strikes. And now Pearce will step out. Pretty night, but a humid night. All filled up now on Pearce, who took a walk in the 1st inning. They get Zach Duke, the left-hander, active in their bullpen. Minnesota managed by the Hall of Famer Paul Molitor. in the 3,000 hit club. That's in there, strike 3. Caught him looking. 2 up, 2 down.
Fastball right at the bottom of the strike zone. Again, Pearce doesn't like it, but it appears to be a good pitch. You'll see pitch number 6. And it does get a little bit of that strike zone down low. Disenchanted hitter.
Devers with a base hit. He's also flied out to left. Paul Molitor in his great career, 3,319 hits. Man, that's a lot of hits. Several times over 200 in his career, 200 base hits in a season. Routine ground ball to the shortstop, and the Red Sox have another quiet inning. They go in order. To smile about moment. And this is Adrienne Martin, the wife of NESN cameraman and now author John Martin. Adrienne in a crowd tonight, taking in the Red Sox and the Minnesota Twins. John's such a gifted guy. Always a blast to have him on the road with us over the years covering the Red Sox. Here it is 1-0 as we go to the 7th inning. Grossman leading things off against Heath Hembree. On the night, he has whiffed and he is grounded out to second. It's a number that just continues to astound every time we mention it. A little dribbler fouled here. When the Red Sox score the first run, as they have tonight back in the 2nd inning, a record of 48 wins and only 6 losses. Almost unbeatable.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. And, you know, you get that lead, makes it a lot easier to play. Make teams chase. But this one here is very tight tonight.
Sox with 4 hits, Twins with 4 hits. And Hembree with a put away pitch maybe, but he'll miss outside with that one. Got the ground out on Garver with a couple of men on base. He inherited in the 6th inning, got a big out there. Grossman, a guy they will occasionally use out of the leadoff spot. He is hitting on the 6th hole tonight. That's floated toward left field. Devers can't get to it. It'll fall in for a base hit.
Nesson's Backyard Ballpark Contest is back. Think yours is in a league of its own? Well, upload a short video of your backyard ballpark to Nesson.com/ballparks by August 28th, and we will pick a winner. If yours comes out on top, Dave and I will host a private party for your family and friends at your home field. Nesson's Backyard Ballpark Contest is presented in part by Lighthouse Construction.
I like how that's worded. We will host a private party at your backyard ballpark.
We will be in your house to eat your food and drink your beverages.
Yes.
And then we'll play a little wiffle ball.
That's the truth. Kepler checks a swing and a pitch down low. Wiffle ball games are legendary. Jerry will pitch and pitch and pitch until his arm falls off. But they're great fun, and choosing the backyard ballpark winner is something we take very, very seriously.
It takes weeks and weeks looking at video and rehashing, the top 10, top 5.
Yeah, whittling it down. But 1-0 will miss outside. And we get airborne for a road trip. First thing we're doing is looking at your videos meticulously. A lot of fun. We look forward to picking that winner. Here's the 2-0 from Hembree. My favorite was the first one. First year we did it a few years ago, because we picked the winner.
And you had to travel about 5 minutes to get there.
I got in the car and took a right, took a left, and I was there in Rye, New Hampshire, my hometown.
We're willing to travel anywhere, though.
Yes, we certainly are, for the winner. A 2-1 pitch made him move his feet. So he's gone to 3-1 on Kepler, native of Berlin, Germany. Runner at first base, Grossman. Red Sox ahead 1-0. And that's a strike. Kepler with a grin on his face, talking it over with Marty Foster.
That's the way to accept the call you didn't like, just say it was, I thought that was a little low, and said no, and he smiled.
Runner taken off. That one hammered through the hole for a base hit. Grossman to third. He'll pull up there as Mookie Betts flips it in. They're going to be on at first and third. Back-to-back singles here from Minnesota.
Now Kepler glad he stayed in there, didn't walk, because he ends up with a first and third situation. He gets that ground ball by Brock Holt, and by the time Betts gets back in, you're looking at the first and third, and you look at nobody out right now.
5-game hitting streak for the youngster Kepler. And now a test for Heath Hembree, as the Red Sox try and maintain this slender advantage. Ray Adrianza has grounded out and struck out tonight, 0 for 2. Top 7 at Fenway, nobody out. He's bunting, he pops it up. Swihart has no play, it's onto the screen.
No suicide squeeze there. The runner at third base was not breaking. He was just trying to drop one down the third base line, it looked like, in that situation. Yeah, trying to go down the third base line. Fortunately for him, and you can see the runner not breaking, so there's no suicide squeeze. Now, if the runner at third, if that's in fair territory, reads it, he can score, then he goes.
Grossman at third and Kepler at first. And it's 0-2.
Swinging through a slider that time from Hembree.
Minnesota loaded the bases in the first inning, but did not score. This by far their best opportunity, other than the 6th inning when they loaded up the bases and did not score. But nobody out here in the 0-2. First and third, 1-0 Boston. Embry in need of a K. Here's the 1-2. Barnes and Brazier going side by side in the Red Sox bullpen. Ryan Brazier has really been a revelation. Alex Cora's talked about using him in higher leverage situations than anticipated because of the Ways pitch. He's earning it, earning a lot of trust. Brandon Workman has been sent back to the minor leagues. That might be the #1 reason why right there. The way Brazier has performed. Here's the 2-2 to Adrianza. Ground ball toward Brock Holt. To second, got one back to first. The Red Sox will turn the double play as the run comes in to score to tie the ball game.
Well, the way this inning started against the Red Sox, this may be a good thing. You know, get 2 outs, let the tying run come home. You got a 1-1 ball game, but you get 2 outs. This could have been a big inning for the Minnesota Twins.
Instead, although a run does score, the bases are now empty with 2 away for Wilson, the #9 hitter. But a tie ball game. Wilson has fanned and flied out. Guy's been around a little while. He's played for the Angels, the Diamondbacks, Tampa Bay, Texas, and the Tigers before landing in Minnesota. Quickly 0-2 as he flicked the slider foul. In the bottom of the 7th inning, Swihart, Holt, and Bradley due up for the Red Sox. Embry's inning started with back-to-back singles, and a run is in to tie it. So 1 ball and 2 strikes on Wilson. Joe Mauer is on deck. And there's another base hit into right field. 3rd of the inning for Minnesota. They don't have an extra base hit tonight, but they've got another base runner. For 4 generations, KM has been locally crafting quality Franks for all Sox fans. Pick up KM Fenway Franks at your grocer today. KM, together we grill. And out pops Alex Cora. So that'll do it for Heath Embry. Leaves behind a base runner, a run against him to tie the ball game at 1. And it looks who so far tonight has singled, grounded to 3rd, and lined out hard to left. So he is 1 for 3. Well, Nathan Eovaldi, just traded for from Tampa Bay, has arrived here in Boston, and he greeted the press earlier today. Karen, you were on hand for that. How did it go for him this afternoon?
Well, it's really been a whirlwind day and a half for him because he found out he was traded right before he was going to make his start yesterday. So after a crazy day of travel, he was in the clubhouse, and he talked to us about how excited he is to join the Red Sox and how he's been feeling this season.
I feel healthy. I feel 100% ready to go. I try not to think about the past surgeries. You know, just with the whole rehab process, you know, you're out for so long and you put in all that work to get healthy and stay healthy. So I want to, you know, trust the work that I put in, that I'll stay healthy and, you know, not have any more injuries, and, you know, just go out there and hopefully take the ball every 5 or 4 days, pitch every 5th day, and, you know, help the team win.
We feel good about him. We feel that he's going to help us to what we're trying to accomplish. Good athlete, for everything that we heard. Good in the clubhouse. So he'll fit right in.
Obi, Jerry, since he didn't make his start yesterday, the first thing Eovaldi wanted to do when he got to Fenway Park was throw a bullpen, and he will make his first start as a member of the Red Sox on Sunday, guys.
That'll be the finale of this series. Garen, thank you very much. He mentioned surgeries. He has twice in his lifetime undergone Tommy John surgery. The first came while he was a high schooler. The last far more recently missed all of last year because of Tommy John.
Yeah, and a guy that's certainly familiar with Fenway Park. Remember, he was a member of the New York Yankees for a while.
Yeah.
So he's got a feel for this ballpark.
In fact, made his Yankee debut against the Red Sox. Time to check out tomorrow's starters, brought to you by your local New England Honda dealers. And around here, we Honda. Lance Lynn, the opponent, 7-8, 5.23 ERA against Chris Sale with a 2.13 earned run average. Coming off another dandy. You saw what he did against Minnesota last time he faced them in June. 11 Ks, only 3 hits. Here's Mauer now with 2 down and 1 on in a tie game. So Barnes becomes the second reliever, third pitcher to be used in this game. Brian Johnson went 5 2/3. Brian will have no decision. Although he threw the ball very, very well. Here's the 0-1. Bounced and stopped by Swihart. Runner goes back.
Yeah, big block, good block by Swihart right there. Keep that man out of scoring position at second base. Didn't try to catch this, just get down and try to knock it down somehow, and he takes it right off that left arm. And no advance by the base runner.
Mauer does have a career home run against Barnes. 2 away. Rolled toward first, but a foul ball. Mauer for so long thought of as one of the handful of great hitters in Major League Baseball. He's a .308 lifetime hitter. He had years where he hit .347, .328, .365 in 2009. Even last year, many thought he was in decline. He bounced back to hit .305.
The thing about it is, you look where Mookie Betts is playing him right now, and remember, if you remember the series in Minnesota, well, they caught a fly ball off Mauer in that spot. They would have been slid over a little bit further towards center field, and then they went to the card, the information card after that, and Betts was all excited about making that catch because they had him in the right spot. Goodwin loved it. Betts takes out the card, looks at it, waves. Yeah, I was in the right spot.
A good student. Did his homework. 2-2 on Mauer. Because that is not a spot where typically the Red Sox would have played Joe Mauer in past years.
No. There's a lot of green grass to the left of Mookie Betts, but the numbers show he doesn't hit many down there.
2-2. We are tied up 1-1 in the 7th inning at Fenway. Jerry Remy, Dave O'Brien, Garen Austin. Red Sox trying to get back to 40 games over 500. They're 71-32. They have left the reins of Baltimore behind them. And before that, Detroit had a rain delay there as well. Cut on and missed. Down he goes hacking. Barnes gets him with a sharp breaking ball. Baseball presented by T-Mobile.
A couple of big defensive plays for the Red Sox. Jackie Bradley Jr. back in the first inning, throwing out a man at home plate, Joe Mauer, and the Red Sox were got to get out of trouble there. And then they're throwing the ball all over the ballpark. Balls going every different direction. Finally to home plate to get it out. So it's coming. This could be 3 runs in the ball game for the Twins, but they've only got the 1 as the Red Sox cut down a couple at home plate.
It's been a big part of the story tonight. Minnesota with 7 hits. Red Sox have been held to 4 by this man, the right-hander Kyle Gibson. Fly ball, that's down the line, heading for it. Grossman on the run, he'll get there. Swihart now 1 for 3, 1 gone in the 7th.
Don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings Live right after the game. TC Wake and Steve will break down key plays of the game. You'll hear from Brian Johnson and Alex Cora. Who but WB Mason, celebrating over 20 years of same-day delivery.
Now Brock Holt made one of those throws to cut a man down at home plate. At the plate, he's been hit by a pitch and flied to left. He'll be followed by Jackie Bradley here in the 7th. Gibson has been tough. He's thrown a lot of strikes. One hit batsman, 2 walks. Next pitch will be his 100th. They do have activity in their bullpen. The 2-0. As a shot, but caught by Mauer. 2 down.
A couple of balls hit pretty well in this inning, but out. The fly ball to right field by Swihart, and now Holt with the line drive right at Mauer. Joe Mauer in good position. 1 crossover step in the catch. Takes a base hit away.
Hildenberger, the right-hander, the unusual delivery, warming up in their bullpen. Jackie Bradley now. Jackie 0 for 2. Trying to reach in front of Mookie Betts. Mookie's been hitless tonight. One on the way to JBJ. Yankees still on top of Kansas City. That's in the Bronx. 7-2. They're in the 6th inning. Oakland leading Texas in the 4th inning. Angels beat the White Sox handily earlier today, 12-8. Got a piece of it to hang in.
That slider tonight for Gibson's been a real good pitch for him. It's been very tough on Red Sox hitters. Hasn't hung, I don't think, 1 in the game.
Trying to make it a 1-2-3 inning. And he will. He struck him out swinging, and the Red Sox go in order here in the 7th. Rabus Real Estate, the official realtor of the Red Sox. By L.L. Bean. If it's outside, we're all in. Be an outsider. Citizens Bank. Visit citizensbank.com. And by New England Audi dealers. Get behind the wheel of the Audi you've always wanted. 8th inning, tied 1-1. Red Sox and the Twins. Game 1 of a 4-game series. Barnes going out there for his 2nd inning. He struck out Mauer to end the 7th. It'll be Rosario, Dozier, and Escobar. It's a very difficult part of the order. All 3 of these guys can hit and hit the ball out of the ballpark. Rosario with 19 home runs, 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. He had 27 last year.
Red Sox again in the shift against Rosario. Only Devers left on the third base side.
Minnesota recovered from a really tough part of their schedule last year. They rallied to make it to postseason play. They were a wild card team. They played in a wild card game against the Yankees and lost that. But in that game, Rosario hit a home run against New York. Brian Dozier on deck. For now, he remains a Minnesota Twin, even though his name has been in the rumor mill. And Barnes with a 1-2. Swing and a miss, tied him up. Another breaking ball. It's been a vicious pitch.
Yeah, this one acted more like a slider than a curveball for Barnes. Throwing it very hard, and it didn't have that usual 12-6 action. It was more of a, well, I don't know, 3:30 to 7:30 in the morning, something like that.
I'm always asleep. But you're right, more like a slider.
Yeah, that was more like a slider than a curveball. It's supposed to be a curveball.
Dozier's had a pretty good night with a pair of singles. He's gone 2 for 3. Not hitting for a high average this season, just .228, but has hit 16 home runs. Red Sox 1 and the Twins 1. He's seen Matt Barnes 7 times. He has 2 hits off him, and Barnes has struck him out 3 times. All right, throwing right-handed with a 2-0 and drops it in there at 82 miles an hour.
And not going to give him a fastball on a 2-0 count. Goes with the curveball to pick up the strike on the outside part of the plate.
One out, bases empty. Escobar on deck. Brian Johnson, Heath Hembree, and now Matt Barnes tonight. Johnson went 5 2/3. That's going to be ball 4. So Dozier is on for the 3rd time in the game. He'll take the walk with 1 away.
And Dozier can run a little bit. 6 steals on a season. On an all-new Nesson clubhouse, we're having fun outside at Fenway and then going inside the makings of a baseball. Catch it all on Nesson Clubhouse Sunday morning at 11:30, presented by Delta Dental of Massachusetts. I wonder if those are the normal baseballs or the juiced baseballs.
We know these are going to be here forever and ever. Never to be collected again. So runner at first base, Escobar the batter. He has gone 1 for 2 with a walk tonight. Standing up there at .275 with 15 home runs, and he's been their top RBI man. .96, and he dotted the corner there for strike 1. Hope you'll join us tomorrow night right here on Nesson. It's a Sale night. Chris Sale against Lance Lynn at 7:10. Chris trying to pick up his 12th W. He was late.
98 on that fastball from Barnes. Had to make a lot of people late.
Escobar from Venezuela. 21 homers a year ago in a breakthrough year. Runner at first takes off. Swung on and missed. The throw down. That's going to trickle into center field. Dozier is up, but he'll go back to second base. Escobar fans for out number 2. But Dozier, as Jerry mentioned, will run on occasion.
Yeah, tried to pick the right time right there and did. You know, you get a swing and a miss, you get the strikeout right here, but the throw is going to bounce in front of Bogaerts. I think even if it goes all the way through, he's probably going to steal that base. So the Twins get the potential lead run rather in scoring position.
Number 7 for Dozier. And the batter will be Garver, calling all New England Deadheads on Monday. Join the annual Grateful Dead Tribute Night at Fenway and receive a Grateful Dead Red Sox t-shirt as part of a special ticket package. Order your tickets right now at redsox.com/Grateful Dead. Some already have theirs.
We talked about a stolen base for the Twins. They're 13th in the league in steals. They don't go that much, but Dozier is one guy that will. So big man at second base right now with 2 outs.
Garver tonight with a walk, a fly to right, and a tapper to second. Well, it has been a slow night for the offenses. The Red Sox have been held to 4 hits. But the Twins could be a base hit away from taking the lead for the first time. 97 on the edge. He got the call. 1-1. Minnesota with a 3-game winning streak coming to town. They were trouble for the Red Sox in Minnesota when they met earlier this summer. They took 2 out of 3 from Boston. He's gone to 2-1 on Garver. With Dozier the base runner. Red Sox have Betts, Benintendi, and JD Martinez due up in the bottom of the 8th. Fly ball, well hit on a run. Benintendi not going to get it. It's on the warning track up against the wall. Dozier in to score. Garver to second with a stand-up double, and the Twins have the lead for the first time. Mitch Garver with a run-scoring double.
Now we talked about the curveball, and finally he gets a little bit of a hanger up here that stays inside, and it gives Garver an opportunity to put a good solid swing on that. One hops the wall, the run comes in, and Twins have the 2-1 lead. So the stolen base makes a difference right there, scoring on that ball that goes out to the wall.
Grossman now 1 for 3 with a base hit. 2 out but a run in. And there's a looper toward left. Benintendi there to make the play to retire the side, but the Twins are on the board again. They have a 2-1 lead in the middle of the 8th. still out there, and he's been really outstanding through 7. He's allowed the Red Sox only 4 hits. Brian Johnson went 5 2/3. He set down 14 in a row at one point. He'll have no decision. Jurgen Klopp is in the house, the manager for Liverpool. He wants some runs. As we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Mookie Betts 0 for 3. He has the lone RBI and a fielder's choice tonight. Mookie batting .348. Kepler has moved over to right from center field. And Jake Cave is now the center fielder, trying to protect this lead. Crowd is springing to life at Fenway, and that one hit to deep short. Great play. Adrianza up and gunning, and he got him. Boy, that takes some doing to get Mookie Betts. Takes a play like that.
Yeah, what an arm shown too by Adrianza on that one. Goes into the dive, and usually when you see that, you say, well, there's no way they're going to get Betts at first base, but he makes up the difference. He gets up very quickly, and a strong throw to first base to get Betts. That's a terrific defensive play right there.
Our high strength steel play brought to you by New England Chevy dealers and a Chevy Silverado. Gibson delighted. Adrianza showing off arm in a big way to get Mookie, who is 0 for 4. Benintendi 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. We are in the 8th inning, and the Red Sox just had a base hit stolen by one of the fastest men from one of the fastest men in baseball. JD Martinez on deck. Frazier and Kimbrel side by side in the pen now for the Red Sox. One out, the 2-1. All even up now on Benintendi. Last 12 games, he's hitting .477. He got into the top 10 in batting average with his .302 batting clip. Coming into play tonight. Here's the 2-2 from Gibson. Not the first time that Kyle Gibson has tied up the Red Sox, but he really has been excellent tonight. He's tossing a 4-hitter at Fenway. (3-2).
Without some good defensive Red Sox plays too, it could be a 4-1 ball game right now in the 8th inning.
Just not a lot to scream and shout about with the offense tonight. Not yet. Nobody on base. 3-2 coming to Andrew Benintendi. Dozier will gobble that up. 2 up, 2 down.
Tonight after Red Sox coverage on NESN Sports Today, we'll have a full recap of tonight's Sox game, plus highlights and reaction from Patriots training camp in Foxborough. NESN Sports Today is presented by People's United Bank, where the technology is as helpful as the people.
Well, it's 9 in a row set down by Gibson. See what he does with JD Martinez now. For the 4th time, he is 1 for 3 with a single. 2-1 Twins in the bottom of the 8th. Their closer is Fernando Rodney, the 41-year-old. Rodney with 321 career saves. That's 19th on the all-time list. Red Sox trying to string some hits together against Gibson. 1-1. Now, the most pitches that Kyle Gibson has ever thrown in a game is 118. This next one's going to tie that. So Molitor is letting him work. The 1-1. Not tempting enough. Here's the 2-1 to JD. He's mixed in a changeup from time to time. He has now thrown 119 pitches.
This is like unheard of, isn't it?
Well, it's a new career high for Gibson.
Yeah.
Yeah, this day and age to see a starting pitcher go this deep, this many pitches. And his 2-2 home, and he struck him out. Well, you got to tip your cap. He's been splendid in this one. 2-1 Minnesota at the end of 8.
Hey, this week on
now save twice the sales tax and anything you buy. Get up to 60 months no interest with equal payments and no minimum. See Jordans.com for details. Ryan Brazier out of the bullpen now. He's been terrific. This will be his 7th appearance. He's been tough to hit. He's been impressive with his velocity. And the Red Sox need that to continue now. Check swing foul by Kepler for a strike. It is on to the 9th inning, and the Twins are up by 1 run. Max Kepler 1 for 3 with a base hit. Tomorrow night 7:10 Chris Sale against Lance Lynn. Saturday 7:10 Rick Porcello against the right-hander Jake Odorizzi. And on Sunday afternoon Nathan Eovaldi makes his Red Sox debut. That one ran in on the thumbs, and he popped it up to Xander Bogaerts there on the outfield grass for the out.
Tomorrow at 6:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by DCU. Adam Peller and Tim Wakefield. Sorry, Tim. And Steve Lyons will preview tomorrow's matchup between Lance Lynn and Chris Sale. DCU Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? I can hear Tim.
Oh, you know it's happening.
God, I can
you
hear
know it's happening back.
Oh, I'm getting toasted.
Chuckle. Adrianza lines a foul out of play. He just made a splendid defensive play to rob Mookie Betts of a base hit. Last time up, hit into a double play. So the Red Sox come to bat in the bottom of the 9th inning. Bogarts, Pearce, and Devers will try and win it. Red Sox will have to come from behind. Here's the 1-1 from Brazier to center field in the air. Tag, but Bradley back there to the track. He's got it. 2 away. Tuesday is Bogarts Splash Bobblehead Night at Fenway. The first 10,000 fans receive a Bogarts bobblehead, the second in a series of 3 Splash Bobbles this season, presented by Coca-Cola. For tickets and more, visit redsox.com/promos. Bobby Wilson 1 for 3, a base hit. And the do-ups for the Sox: Xander Bogaerts, Steve Pearce, Rafael Devers. Well, you have to tip your cap to this starter tonight, Kyle Gibson, up there around 120 pitches. That one hammered foul. Pitching deep into the night and really shutting down the best offense in baseball.
Outstanding performance tonight by Gibson.
And the 0-2 from Brazier. Boy, he's really throwing it well. He gets him 1-2-3. Red Sox trying to rally against Fernando Rodney, 41 years old, when we come back.
Now some strikeouts here by Gibson tonight. He was excellent with that slider all night long. It's a fastball led by J.D. Martinez. Back to the slider to Mookie Betts, keeping the ball away from him all night long. Fastball inside to Bogaerts, and then more of a curveball that time to Jackie Bradley Jr. He had it going on in this game tonight.
Old Dominion, the official freight carrier of Major League Baseball and the Red Sox. 37,439 looking on here at Fenway. Most of them remaining in their seats as Fernando Rodney comes on. Against the Red Sox in his career, he's 1-5 with a 5.75 ERA. That's in 42 career games. So the Red Sox have had some really good outings against him. Bogaerts has doubled, grounded out, and struck out. 2-1 Minnesota, bottom of the 9th inning. Red Sox have been held to 4 hits. Always with the cap slightly off center. Line shot, base hit. Xander Bogaerts is on his second knock tonight, and the Red Sox have the tying run on just like that.
Exactly what the Red Sox needed. Get that leading man on and give Rodney something to think about early in this inning. A fastball right down the middle, and right back up the middle goes Bogaerts with the base hit. Right up over the head of Fernando Rodney.
So Pearce will be next. A walk, a ground out, and a strikeout tonight. 0 for 2. Bottom of the 9th. In there for a strike. Rodney, number 3 in all-time save rankings among Dominican-born pitchers. Behind Francisco Cordero. This is a swinging bunt. That's going to be trouble. Wilson fires, and he's going to get him at first base. Down to second is Bogaerts. So had the effect of a sacrifice bunt.
Yeah, almost the same thing right there. And for a while it looked like it might be one that Pearce could beat out, but it was a very good play by Wilson, the catcher, to track this ball down on the grass, spin, and throw to first base to make an accurate throw and get the out. But the Red Sox do get the potential tying run at second base.
So 1 away. Brings up Devers. He's flied out, singled, and grounded to short. Blake Swihart next. He'll take a strike at 95. So at 41, he can still bring it into the mid-90s.
I told you about 5 innings ago my pick to click tonight was Devers. Let's see what happens.
Hard hit, but foul.
Had a good pitch to swing at, too. Fastball inside. He likes that pitch. That went a little bit too far inside, though, to be able to lift and do anything with.
Rodney's 0-2, and he popped him up. Foul off third. Escobar has room, and he's got it for the second out. So Devers with a pop-up. 2 gone for Swihart. And it's up to him now. On the night, he's gone 1 for 3 with a single.
After all fastballs, he sees the changeup that time, and you can see how much that changeup moves down and away from Devers. Gets that little pop-up in foul territory at third base.
Blake Swihart has hit the only really meaningful hit of the ball game for the Red Sox when he picked up a single in the second inning, came around to score on the RBI by Mookie Betts. See how meaningful that base hit by Xander Bogaerts is. He leads from second with 2 down. And ball one. Started him with a changeup. Can Swihart bring him in and tie the ball game? (2-0).
That's 3 changeups in a row now he's featured.
Rockhold waiting his turn, hoping to bat in the inning. Two gone in the last half of the 9th inning and a 2-0 pitch. 97 on the radar gun with that Swifty.
After 3 straight changeups, back to the fastball, and the hardest one he's thrown tonight at 97 miles an hour. Came in throwing about 92, 93.
Three and one. Heavy with the change. Good count now for Blake. And he walked him. First and second for Brock Holt coming up next. The Speedway will donate $500 to Boston Children's Hospital with every Red Sox home run through the end of August. You can use your Speedy Rewards card when you purchase 3 cooler beverages and receive 1,000 bonus points. Brock's been hit by a pitch, flying to left and lined out hard to the first baseman Mauer. He is 1 for 3 with a double, lifetime against Fernando Rodney. So it's Bogaerts at second, Blake Swihart at first with 2 down in the 9th. And that'll be a ball. Big gap in left center if he can shoot it through there. He lets it go for ball 2. And a strike, and that was generous.
Yeah, that was a gift right there, because that ball's about 3 inches off the outside part of the plate. Should be a 3-0 count right now instead of 2-1.
Now 2-2 as he came right at him with the heater. So all even now, Brock Holt. Inning began with a base hit from Xander Bogaerts, a searing line drive, but no one's brought him in yet. 1-run game. Bounced it up there, stopped by Wilson, no advance.
Well, what a block by Wilson. I mean, he keeps the potential winning run out of scoring position with that block. It's a changeup that bounces in front of the plate, and look at Wilson just take that off the chest protector and leave the men at first and second instead of second and third.
So the crowd getting very noisy. 2 on, 2 out, 3-2. And he walked him, and that's going to load up the bases for the Red Sox. Back-to-back ball fours. This is almost always the way it goes against the Red Sox with Fernando Rodney.
Yeah.
Always takes a walk on the wild side.
I'm a little surprised to see the changeup right there on the 3-2 pitch. I thought he'd go with his best pitch. His best pitch is his fastball. There's the changeup on the 3-2 count. Not close. Bounces in front of the plate.
Well, next man up is Jackie Bradley with the bases loaded and 2 gone. Minnesota clinging to a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the 9th. Wilson, the catcher, out along with Joe Mauer.
Bogarts at third. Swihart, Brock Holt, the triple look. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
Jackie's 0 for 3 tonight. Twice he's hit the ball on the ground. The other time he struck out. He'll take ball 1.
Another changeup.
Now he's thrown 20 pitches, only 10 strikes. Ball 2.
He's missing by a lot right now.
Sure
both with
is.
his changeup and his fastball.
He sure is. Just walks Swihart and Holt to fill him up. Bogarts representing the tying run at third. And the 2-0 due Jackie Bradley. Oh, the fastball, and that missed badly at 97 for ball 3. One more like that and it's tied.
And again, another good block by Wilson, backhanding that ball.
Pitch. A strike. Boy, Bradley gets one like that on 3-1. He will take a strike at 94, and that'll fill up the count.
He doesn't get the one inside, does he? He gets the one away on the 3-1 count. Everybody off and moving now.
Yep, the string is out. 2 down, bases loaded, full count. "3-2, and he struck him out to end it. 97 miles an hour. Jackie Bradley fans, they leave them loaded in the 9th inning. Minnesota eking out a 2-1 victory here in game number 1, TC.